Welcome back to Fit&Flexi TV. I'm Ali T. Today I have a prenatal yoga sequence for you, which is suitable for women in all trimesters as long as you're having a healthy pregnancy. Make sure before you do any sort of exercise that you have permission from the doctor. It's good for beginners and pros as well. So before we get started, make sure you have a really comfortable seat. Ideally, you want to have your hips higher than your knees. So you can either grab a block or a cushion and just place it underneath your sit bones so that your hips are higher up than those knees. And it's just going to really open up the hip flexors and give you a nice long tall spine. It should be a lot more comfortable to sit. Good. Just take some nice deep breaths here. Good. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Good, and just set an intention for your practice today. Why would you like to do this yoga? Is it for you? Is it for someone else? Is it for a reason? What would you like to achieve from your yoga practice? Good. Lovely, then we're going to start to warm up the body. So you're just going to place the left hand down onto the mat and bring the right hand over the top of the body. Good, so you feel a nice stretch through the lats. Lovely, nice deep breaths. Good, come back to centre and swap sides. Place your other hand down onto the mat and reach your arm over the top. Lovely. Come back to centre. Good. You're going to take a little rotation with one hand all the way over and the other hand all the way over. So you're just opening up the upper body. Good. And the shoulders. Fantastic. Good. Nice. From here, you're going to take your legs out nice and wide. So the legs are right in front of you. I'm just going to have a little stretch through the back of the legs. Good. Take a deep breath in. And just gently place the fingertips in front of you. Just as far as you can come where it feels comfortable. Just let the bump come into the middle. Good, keep the core nice and tight and really hold on to your baby. Fantastic, nice. Take a deep breath in. Exhale and reach forward a little bit further. And we're just going to stretch through the hamstrings and the psoas muscle. Good, then come back to centre. Perfect. From here, again, place one hand flat on the mat and take the other arm over the top and reach over the top with your hips open this time. Nice. Then take it over to the other side. Good, relax it down. Then I invite you to cross your legs over, but not the normal way, the other way. So we're just opening up the hips on the opposite side. It might feel a little bit strange, a little bit funny. Good. Good. From here, I'd like you to place your hands on your stomach. And we're going to do 3 Kegels, but you're going to really hold the pelvic floor in. Good. Nice deep breaths. You're going to hold for 3 counts. 3, 2, 1, and then do a reverse Kegel. So really push out and just relax the pelvic floor. Good, and again, bringing in the pelvic floor and the core. Exhale and relax, and just do a reverse Kegel. Just to relax the core and the pelvic floor and get used to that pushing motion and opening up. Good, one more time. Bring the Kegel in. Draw the pelvic floor up. Perfect. Nice deep breath. 3, 2, 1. And exhale. And just do the opposite and just completely relax and do a reverse Kegel. Well done, perfect. Then just rotate the hips from side to side so that you feel comfortable. Fantastic. Next we're going to move on to all fours, so you can take the block away and place it to one side, or if you have a cushion you can always place it underneath your knees. So we're coming on to all fours. Good, shoulders are over the wrists, hips are over the knees. You're in tabletop position. Hands are spread nice and wide so that you have a nice solid foundation. Good. We're going to come into cat-cow. So first of all, you're going to suck in your core, really draw in the baby nice and tight. Drop your head and drop your tailbone. There's no need to do it too much, just a short little twist to engage all of those core muscles and hug the baby. Good, then take it the other way. So you're looking up, squeezing the shoulder blades back and pushing the seat bones up towards the ceiling. Good. Nice, and again, suck in the core muscles, drop the head, drop the tailbone. Push up through the shoulders and just release any tension through the shoulders. And then take it the other way, completely relax. Just let the baby in the bump hang low. Squeeze the shoulder blades back. Lovely, and one more time, draw in the baby, drop the head, drop the tailbone. Good, and then exhale, just let the baby hang low, release any tension, good. And here you're just going to take any movement that feels like you need. Do you need to come back? Do you want to come forwards? Do you want to curve the spine, really release the back? Good. Do you want to come forwards over the wrists, work into the shoulders? Wherever feels good for you. Lovely. Nice. From here, we're going to stretch through the hip flexors. So you're going to come back up onto your knees and take one leg forwards into a low lunge. Keeping the core tight, you're just going to lean forwards into the hip flexor to stretch out the psoas muscle, which is the muscle that comes all the way down from the middle of the spine in between the thoracic and lumbar spine, all the way down to the glutes or the piriformis, and wraps around the baby, all the way around the baby and into your hip flexors, into your pelvis. It's really important that we have a nice stretch for the psoas muscle. So instead of just sinking into the lunge, really stay up nice and tall, tuck the pelvis underneath and push forwards into the hip flexor. If it feels comfortable, same arm as leg that is back, as the hip that you're stretching can come up for a deeper stretch. Or if you want and you feel comfortable, both arms up. Lovely. Perfect. And then relax it back. Good, you're going to flex the foot and push the hips back slightly so that you can feel the stretch through the back of the leg. In the hamstring. Good, nice deep breaths. You can either place the hands on the hips or just let them hang down. Good, keeping the core nice and tight. Well done, really good. And then we're going to go between the two, so we're going to come forwards into our hip flexor stretch, and then exhale and stretch through the hamstring. Perfect. Come forwards, stretch through the psoas muscle, come back, stretch through the hamstring and the glutes. Excellent. come forwards, stretch through that psoas muscle, and then sit the hips back and stretch through the hamstring. Fantastic. And when you're ready, just bring that leg back onto your knees, and we're going to transition to the other side. So again, on the other side, take your time to really zip the core in, tuck the hips underneath, push forwards, and feel a little stretch through the hip flexor. Lovely. There's no need to go deep. Remember that you've got lots of relaxing going through your body right now, so we're not trying to stretch too much. It's just to gently ease any pressure that you can feel in your psoas muscle. Good. Then if you're ready and you feel balanced, you can take your arms up overhead. Really stretch nice and tall. Perfect. Nice deep breaths the whole time. Then exhale, sink back into the hips and really stretch through the back of the other leg, flexing the toe on that side. Fantastic. Nice deep breaths, keeping the core tight. And then again, bringing the body and the hips forward, reaching forward into that hip flexor, into the psoas muscle, tucking the hips underneath. And then exhale. Come back and stretch through the hamstring. Perfect. Inhale, open up the heart and the crown of the head. Good. Reach back and stretch through the hamstring. One more time. Reach forwards into the hip and then relax. Good. You're going to come back onto your knees and onto all fours. Good. Hands are underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips. Well done. Again, you can have a little wiggle. You can see wherever feels comfortable for you. Good. Nice. Keep the core nice and tight and the back nice and straight. Good. From here, we're going to balance on one side. So shift your balance to your left-hand side. You're going to take your right leg out behind you, flex the foot, and keep the leg nice and strong. And just balance in our three-legged plank position. Good. Keep the core really nice and strong. Hug the baby in as much as possible. Keep them safe. Fantastic. From here, if you have the balance, and only if you have the balance, remember you're wearing a weighted jacket on you right now. I always try and remind all of my amazing mums that they've got an extra weighted jacket on their body who's also taking a lot of energy. So if you have the balance, then you can take the opposite arm out to leg and just balance and really feel those core muscles knitting in around the baby. Well done. Nice deep breaths here. Fantastic. Try not to hold the breath. Keep breathing. And when you're ready, relax. Good. Again, you can come back to a little wiggle. A lot of pressure has been put through one side of the pelvis, and it's really important just to find that center in the middle before swapping to other sides. Good. Then when you're ready, shift the weight over to the other side. Take the opposite leg back. Lift the leg back and hold. Well done. Good. If you're ready and feel comfortable, you can take out the opposite arm to leg. Well done. Core nice and tight, really zipping in that core. Well done. Excellent. Keep holding, keep breathing. Work on that endurance and strength that you're going to need for labour. Fantastic. One more breath here, really pushing into the shoulders. Good, and come back onto your hands and knees. Well done, you've really worked your shoulders and your upper body too, which is really important for getting prepared for lifting your baby and holding your baby, and also stimulating that breast milk to flow. Fantastic. Nice. So if you have the mobility and the flexibility here, you're just going to tuck the toes underneath and you're going to push up to downward dog, not for very long. So then walk your hands and feet together and come up. Gently roll up. If that doesn't feel comfortable for you, then you can come up in whichever way feels comfortable for you and your baby. Well done. Nice. We're going to come to standing postures now. So we're going to start with a nice wide stance. Core is nice and tight. Feet are turned out on the mat. Tucking the hips and pelvis underneath, so not sticking the bum out. Good. And keeping the shoulders nice and pulled back. Really squeeze the shoulder blades together and squeeze the shoulders away from the ears, and that's going to work your upper body and your lats. Well done. We're then going to plie down. Good. Really holding the core really tight. Strengthen the legs. Good. Open up the hips. Using all of those little muscles in the thighs, the inner thighs, the glutes, the quads. Good. Inhale, come up. Reach the arms up. Exhale. Come down into your plie. Good. Getting you ready for that labour. Inhale in, reach the arms up. Inhale in all of that energy. Then exhale, come low. A little bit lower this time. Well done. Last time, deep breath in. And this time you're going to come down and we're going to hold this one a little bit longer. Good. Keep breathing. Really breathe through the pain. Good. Really send all the energy through the legs. We're going to need all of that energy, endurance and strength and breath in the delivery room. Well done. Good. And when you're ready, just come up. We're coming into warrior two. Right toes are turning towards the side of the mat. Left toes are turning towards the front of the mat. As you inhale, lift both arms up. Bend your front knee. Keep the core tight. And just feel comfortable where you are. You're welcome to move your feet if you want to come to a more comfortable position. Some people like it wide, or some people like it narrow. Some people like to feel a nice stretch through the inner thigh here, which is connected to the pelvis, so remember that at all times. Good. Good, then flip the palms up towards the sky. Good, so just drop the shoulders down, and then as they're relaxed, then turn them over. Good, with the palms down. Perfect, well done. Can you get a little bit deeper into that stretch? Perfect. Good. From here, we're going to reverse that warrior. So you're going to drop your backhand down, keep the legs how they are, and just reach the front arm up overhead for another little stretch through the side body. Nice. Lovely. From here, we're going to transition into side angle. So the top of your front arm is coming down to your front thigh. And your top arm, your other arm, is sweeping round and coming up overhead. Good, again, trying to keep the pelvis forwards, not sticking the bum out, and really keep the core nice and tight and wrapped around the baby. Good, stretching through the side body. Nice, well done. You're doing really well. Inhale, come back up. And we're going to switch sides. Turn those left toes in. Right toes turn out. Make sure the hips are still aligned and they're not going into one side or the other. That is sometimes a temptation. Good. Inhale, bend the knee over the toe. Take the arms over the legs. Squeeze the glutes and tuck the hips underneath. Good. Nice deep breaths as you just gaze over the front fingertips. Good. Flip the palms up towards the sky to make sure the shoulders are nice and relaxed. And then flip them back. Again, we're really working those arms. So you're getting ready to hold your baby up nice and tall. Good. And starting to produce that milk. Well done. Then we're going to reverse that warrior. So flip your front palm up. Your back arm comes down to your back leg and your front arm comes overhead. If you have mobility, you can really bend further into your front leg. If it doesn't feel comfortable, that's totally fine. Good. Remember that you're here for you and your baby and the health of you and your baby. So just take it at your own time, at your own speed, and in your own comfort zone. Good. We're going to come back to center, then place the front arm onto the front leg, keeping the core nice and tight, and swing the top arm down to open up the chest and look up towards the sky. Good. Really lift up the shoulder from that front leg. So we're working that front arm. Good, well done. And holding the top arm. Fantastic, well done. Good, take a deep breath in, reach up. Good, and bring the arms back to center. Stretch out your leg and come back to center. Well done. From here, you're going to step your feet back to the front of your mat. Good, take a deep breath in, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. If you have the flexibility, you can keep your knees bent. And you can also, if you have a really big bump, you can take your legs nice and wide and just fold forwards. Good, another option here is yogi squat. So if you take your feet as wide as the mat and really turn them out, you're then just going to sink low, keeping the knees heading over the toes into a nice yogi squat. This is such a good position to practice for labour. Well done, really good. Especially if you can't get that low, without your heels coming up, you can grab a block or a cushion. And again, you can just place it underneath the sit bones and just use your elbows against the knees to open up the hips and prepare you for labour. That's it, fantastic. If you don't need it, then that's brilliant. We're going to be working the strength through the legs. Good. As you come closer and closer to the birth of your baby, then you can keep practicing this yoga flow and maybe either get smaller and smaller cushions or take the block away and just use a little bit of strength. Good. Fantastic. Nice. Then again, place your hands down onto the floor and come back onto all fours. Well done. We've done a lot of work with the legs and the arms. So again, really come back into your little wiggle wherever feels comfortable. You can stretch off the back, stretch off the shoulders. And if you can, bring the toes together, but take the knees nice and wide. And you're going to sit back into child pose with the baby right in the middle of you. And just come into a nice relaxing child pose. If this stretch is too much for you, or you're quite through your pregnancy, then you can always have your hands on the side of the bed, or the sofa or something, and just sit back and feel it through your back and your shoulders. Nice. It's the same with cat-cow. You can do it here. Good, and if it's too much even on the knees, you can do it on your feet. Same thing. Good. So you can always find release. Always. Throughout the pregnancy, whichever stage you're at, you can always find release through that back. Good. Nice. Well done. Excellent. Nice deep breaths here, just relax. Stretch through your psoas and relax the shoulders. You're doing really well. You should be so proud of yourself that you've taken time out of your day for you and the health of your baby. Good. You're going to be really thankful that you've done this exercise throughout pregnancy when you come to birth. And you have the endurance to get through labour. You wouldn't go and do a marathon without doing a little bit of training, so that's what we're training you for. Good. Excellent. We're going to come into another little stretch now, which is pigeon. So you bring one knee forwards onto your mat and the back leg is straight. Good. So we're really stretching through the glute of the bent leg to stretch through the piriformis and the psoas. Perfect. If you can't feel the stretch through the glutes, again you can grab a block or just a cushion and place it underneath the glute of the bent leg. Good. Nice, so that you can really feel it. Your hips are nice and stable and supported, and feel that stretch through the glutes. Well done, you're doing really well. Nice deep breaths, and just have a little stretch here. Well done. Good. Then when you're ready, you're going to slowly come back to all fours, and again just have a little wiggle here. One breath to get your pelvis realigned. Good. And then when you're ready, take it over to the other side. So bring the other knee forwards into pigeon. Good. And again, if you need to, you can place the block or a cushion underneath that glute just to support the pelvis into a nice balance and feel it a little bit more through your glute. Good. So you can really wedge the cushion underneath there so you're sitting up nice and tall on it. Perfect. Well done. Nice deep breaths here. Just relax and feel a lovely stretch and release through those glutes. Take any pressure off the lower back. Your lower back muscles are becoming extremely strong to hold that belly up. Good. Well done. Then remove the block from your hip. Good. And come back. So remove the block from behind your glute and come back onto your mat. Now it's time for Shavasana, but if you are quite a way through your pregnancy, it's best not to lie on your back. So there's a couple of options here. Obviously you can roll back and onto your back if you're very early, but if not, we're going to come into a modified Shavasana position. So you're going to roll onto your side. Good. Place the block underneath the front knee. One arm out long and relax your head onto your arm. And then relax your other arm in front of you. Just like your sleeping position in bed, if you have a pillow, to keep the hips balanced. Nice. And here we're just going to have a nice Shavasana. Well done. You've worked really hard today. Then nice deep breaths. I invite you to shut your eyes and just relax. Just let the baby go and relax. The baby's been working hard too. Good. And just have a moment to yourself because you really deserve it and you definitely earned it. You should be so proud of yourself for just achieving that fit and flexi prenatal flow and looking after yourself during pregnancy and your baby to the best of the abilities that you can. Good, well done. While you're here, you're also going to practice 3 more Kegels in this position, just to show you that you can practice these in bed while you're drifting off to sleep, or in the morning when you wake up. The more that you can do them, the better it's going to be. So take a deep breath in, draw in the core and the pelvic floor, really pulling it up. Good, really cradle the baby nice and tight. 3, 2, 1, good. Exhale and just do the opposite. So do a reverse Kegel, let go of the belly and just push through the pelvic floor, so we really open up the pelvic floor. So you're getting ready for labour as well, because a lot of people tend to do a lot of Kegels during pregnancy to tighten up those muscles, which is fantastic. But we also want to remember that we want to dilate and allow the baby to come out easily, hopefully without tearing. So by doing the reverse Kegels as well, it's just getting the body used to that action and not just strengthening up as much as possible, which is, we do want to do that, but it's also beneficial to do the counter pose. So squeeze in the pelvic floor, squeeze in the core. 3, 2, 1, and then do the opposite and just relax and push out through that pelvic floor for a reverse Kegel. Good. And one last time, deep breath in, do the Kegel, good. Squeeze your core around your baby, hold 3, 2, 1, good. And as you exhale, relax everything and just do that reverse Kegel. Perfect, well done. And when you're ready, place your hands onto the floor. Slowly push up. You've been in that position for a while, so take your time. Come back to the center of your mat, and I invite you to either cross your legs or come into butterfly this time to really open up those hips. So the soles of your feet are together. Just place the hands on the soles of the feet and allow the knees to just fall out to the side. Again, if this doesn't feel that comfortable for you, then you can grab a block or a cushion, place it underneath the hips, and come into your butterfly and allow gravity to just get those knees to fall below the hips, so you've got a nice straight spine. Well done, you've been absolutely amazing today. Just take a moment here to relax and release the hips out. Good, nice deep breaths. Bring all your awareness back into your body. Place your hands onto your baby. Be really proud of yourself and really proud of your baby. Good, just let all of those endorphins rush through your body and get your happy fix on, and have a fantastic day. Namaste.